UNT Football Ranked for the first time since 1959.
Americans are taking to the road. What are your plans?
Coming up, a culinary shift in the UNT Union. I'll have more for you in a moment.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Edison Stewart.
And I'm Alexandria Teeters.
UNT is making history getting ranked this year, and I'm so glad we're both able to experience it while we're both still students.
Me too. Our sports anchor Jordan Lindsay is actually live at the DATCU Stadium with more information on this Mean Green season. Jordan?
Thanks, guys. I'm here at DATCU Stadium where UNT is surrounded by history. Now, but most of them have not done what this year's team is doing right now. For the first time since 1959, UNT finds themselves in AP Top 25, ranked at 22. This comes after the win against the University of Alabama Birmingham this past Saturday, moving the team's record to 9-1. This season has felt like a Cinderella story led by quarterback Drew Mestermaker, who joined the team as a walk-on after not taking a single snap at the position since 9th grade. True freshman running back Caleb Hawkins is also turning heads, scoring record-breaking 5 touchdowns last game, the most by any Mean Green running back. Hawkins now have a total of 19 touchdowns, tied for the most in the nation. With this win, the Mean Green are one step closer to bringing the conference championship to DATCU Stadium. I'll have more on that later in the show. With NTTV Nightly News, I'm Jordan Lindsay.
Thanks, Jordan. Now, the Mean Green are actually on the road again this weekend as they're playing Rice University in Houston. Hopefully they get some good weather on the way there.
You know, I hope so too, but I hope the weather here treats us well too. So let's take a look at what our weather anchor Nick Stocklosa has to say about the weather later tonight. Nick?
Thanks, Alex. Today, things did heat up. We saw a temperature of 86 today with a nice 12-mile-per-hour breeze. And tonight, we're going to see our temperatures drop. It'll be around 68 tonight. It'll feel closer to 71 thanks to that humidity, and the winds will die down to around 10 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, temperatures do pick up a little bit higher than it was today. It'll be 88. It'll feel much hotter at 93, but winds will pick up just a little bit, making it feel a little bit nicer with 13-mile-per-hour winds. And coming up later in our broadcast, are you traveling for Thanksgiving? With airports getting stuffed more than turkey, I'll show you what the weather is cooking up this weekend and hopefully relieve some of that travel stress. Until then, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Nick. SNAP benefits are back now that the government shutdown has reached its end. The United Way of Denton has dispersed over $10,000 emergency fund raised during the shutdown to over 30 local food pantry nonprofits. The Denton County Food Insecurity Relief Fund was set up on October 29th in preparation for the lack of November SNAP benefits. 46 donors made up the $10,000 fund sent to the food pantry nonprofits. SNAP benefit distribution started again on Friday, and the United Way of Denton has stopped accepting money for the Emergency Relief Fund. Donations sent to the organization will go back to being used for their community focus areas. Texans who have not received SNAP benefits yet can contact the Texas Health and Human Services for assistance.
Changes are coming in the Union over the winter break as 2 storefronts are removed and replaced by the university. Our live shot reporter Aaron Erie is in the Union to tell us what we will be coming back to in January. Aaron?
Well, Edison, don't be surprised when you return from winter break because there are some storefronts on their way out and some storefronts on their way in. Starbucks and Fuzzies is what we're talking about, and Executive Director Peter Balabuk says a burger bar will be going in place of the Fuzzies and a coffee bistro will be going into the Starbucks. I'm here with Senator Avula, who can tell us more about these dining locations. Senator, what can students expect by way of food and service from these new locations?
Fuzzies will be going out, but will be replaced by an in-house concept called the Union Burgers, which is very close and very similar to Fuzzies. Along with that, we'll be having the Starbucks replaced with a collaboration with the West Oak Coffee joint up in Denton Square. And we'll be getting a new Qdoba joint replacing the old Starbucks location, and a new Asian street food store called the John in the place of the Satay.
Well, that's awesome. And Avula, why should students be excited about these new storefront locations?
I think we're bringing in a lot of local businesses into the campus and a diverse selection of food, which is very enjoyable for all the students, especially in the union.
Well, I'm here with Senator Avula from the student government organizations. These new storefront locations are going in during the winter break, so you'll see them when you get back. Reporting live in the Union with North Texas Television, I'm Aaron Erie. Back to you both at the desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Texas National Guard troops are returning for Thanksgiving.
But 82 million other Americans are on the move for the holiday season. Stay with us.
What's up? Nothing much. I'm really bored. I feel like there's nothing to do.
Are you kidding? The MRTS picture show is happening.
The MRTS what?
Come with me.
Okay.
It's a series of free film screenings right here on campus.
And there's free popcorn. Nice. Thank you.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants. I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes, or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or Flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
Thousands of pages of files connected to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein are about to be released. Tomorrow, the U.S. House of Representatives will vote to release those documents. President Trump had been against the move, but public and political pressure persuaded him to think otherwise. CNN's Karen Kafa has more.
With a House vote looming and a mass of Republican defections expected, President Donald Trump making a reversal. In a Truth Social post Sunday night, Trump wrote, quote, House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files because we have nothing to hide and it's time to move on from this Democrat hoax. A House vote is expected as early as Tuesday after a bipartisan effort by Democratic Representative Ro Khanna of California and Republican Representative Thomas Massie of Kentucky gathered enough signatures to force a vote. Massie told ABC News on Sunday he predicts more than 100 House Republicans could vote in favor of releasing the government's files related to the disgraced financier and convicted sex offender who died in prison in 2019. Trump has said he and Epstein were one-time friends. The president has never been linked to any wrongdoing in the crimes committed by Epstein.
I think we could have a deluge of Republicans. There could be 100 or more. I'm hoping to get a veto-proof majority on this legislation when it comes up for a vote.
The effort has prompted a split between Trump and previous close political allies like Massey, who he attacked on social media on Friday, and Georgia Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who said Sunday she doesn't understand why the president had been fighting the files release, as she doesn't believe he's done anything wrong.
I have no idea what's in the files. I can't even guess, but that is the questions everyone is asking, is why fight this so hard?
The House measure would have to pass the Republican-led Senate, and Trump has not said whether he would sign such a bill if it reached his desk. He also could order the release of the documents without Congress. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
In the latest ICE immigration sweep, 81 people were arrested in Charlotte, North Carolina over the weekend. The move by Homeland Security was labeled as targeting criminal illegal aliens, but the governor of North Carolina said the actions of federal agents was not making the community safer, but rather creating fear and dividing the community. Protests in Charlotte, high school walkouts, and business closures were all part of the events that spilled into today. Charlotte police said violent crime has dropped by 20% this year already, and they did not need help from the federal government. After nearly 6 weeks of deployment in Chicago, 200 Texas National Guard troops are being sent home. Our segment anchor Micah Talley has more. Micah?
Thanks, Alexandria. Members of Texas National Guard are expected to leave Chicago soon and return home before Thanksgiving. About 200 troops arrived in the city nearly 6 weeks ago after the Trump administration ordered them to help with immigration enforcement and to protect federal workers. The mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, had this to say.
The troops sat idle for more than 6 weeks, doing nothing to make our city safer. The estimated costs of these types of National Guard deployments are in the hundreds of millions of dollars. The people of Chicago and Texas deserve a full accounting on how much taxpayer dollars were actually wasted on this political stunt.
Trump's Guard deployment is said to have cost around $473 million for the 6 weeks they spent. And while the exact date of return hasn't been specified, they are expected to make a return later this week. The story is still developing, and that's all I have for you. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Micah. Edison, how is Thanksgiving next week? And Denton feels hotter than the ovens that we'll be cooking our turkeys in.
Tell me about it. The feel-like temperature this past weekend was 90 degrees, and so my friends and I actually went hiking.
Oh, that must have been really nice. Let's check in with our weather anchor, Nick Stocklosa, to see if you can have another hiking trip this weekend. Nick?
Thanks, Alex. It appears that today everyone across North Texas is suffering the same fate. No temperatures really below 80. We do have our lowest temperatures out here at Sulphur Springs and Parrish, where it is 81, but that's about as low as it gets. If we zoom out to the rest of the state and the surrounding areas, we do see pretty much the same thing. No temperatures only temperatures at or above 80, except for a couple of outliers here. We have 70 out in El Paso and 71 up in Amarillo. But when are we going to be seeing these nice temperatures? For that, I have the 7-day forecast for you. If you see we're somewhat in luck, we only have about 2 more days of it being hot until Thursday, where Denton will be seeing a lot of rain. And with that, we see our temperatures come down. Those showers will continue into Friday morning, and the rain should be finished by Saturday before coming back again as scattered showers on Sunday. That's about everything I have for you as weather for today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Nick. Thanksgiving is just 10 days away, and holiday travel is expected to be busier than ever.
Projections for Thanksgiving are set to be nearly 82 million Americans traveling this year. Our reporter Alex Schwartz has more. Alex.
Thanks, Edison. Thanksgiving is just right around the corner, as AAA says that 5.8 million Texans will be traveling this holiday season. It'll be the busiest from Tuesday before Thanksgiving till December 1st. 73 million Americans will be traveling across the country this holiday by car. That's 90% of all travelers. Gas prices are expected to be around the same as last year at $2.61 per gallon. Many Texans are expected to be heading to Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, San Antonio, and the Hill Country. Now, lastly, AAA urges all to plan ahead and avoid drinking while driving, as from 2019 to 2023, over 800 Americans have died from drinking while driving over the holiday season. Now, that's not the only way to travel. Our reporter Alex Sevier has more good news on flight reductions this upcoming holiday season.
Thanks, Alex. I have good news for all you travelers. Flight restrictions from the government shutdown have been lifted. For any of you going far this Thanksgiving, this is great news. Now all you have to worry about is those pesky normal delays and cancellations. The flight restrictions had an impact on those traveling, but it also affected air traffic controllers. ATC was still scheduled to work without pay during the shutdown. Now that things are returning to normal, the air traffic controllers that worked throughout the shutdown are getting their wage in form of back pay. For those traveling for the holidays, they can be thankful that they will likely have an easier time moving through the airlines. Back to Alex and Edison at the desk.
Thanks, Alex. We all know how to read a book, but what about reading tree rings?
And who has the best bagels in the country? We have the answers.
Looking to open a free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out DebtQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a DebtQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DebtQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.debtq.org to learn more. DebtQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today. Are you looking for a fun club with travel opportunities? Dive into the UNT Swim Club. Practicing Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Pole Recreation Center. We accept members at any skill level. For more information, reach out to us at unt.swimclub on Instagram.
A group of students are celebrating the life of an oak tree in a unique way. Our live shot reporter Katie is live at the event. What's going on out there, Katie?
Thanks, Alexandria. I am currently here at the Environmental Science Building where students are remembering a beloved oak tree with a tree ring printmaking workshop. The oak tree was removed during the construction of the Science and Technology Building. The event allows students to make prints of the tree's rings. And I am currently joined here with Emma Morris, who is a staff member at the event. Emma, can you tell me a little bit about why this tree is so important to UNT?
So this tree, along with two other post oak trees that were cut down for the creation of the new Science and Technology Building, were some of the oldest post oaks on campus. They were around 200 to like 250 years old. They have been caring for the land for centuries. They've been harboring birds, insects, other plants, fungi, all sorts of things. They're what's called a keystone species, which means they take care of like the whole ecosystem with just a little work. And these trees are just like super important to like recognize and honor, especially when we need to take them out for construction. It's really important to like honor the time that they've put into this land. And so it's really nice to be able to like hold this kind of celebration of life for it, especially just with how sudden it was removed. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much, Emma. Very interesting information, and they are here until 7 o'clock. And speaking of conservation, did you know that there's a wildlife conservation right here in North Texas? Annie Tomlin has more.
Rosa, a wildlife park in Pilot Point, has a mission to bring many animals closer to the community.
We do a couple things for our conservation. Red ruff lemurs, lemurs in general, are one of the primates that are the most endangered primate in the world. And there's over 100 species and they all come from Madagascar. What's happening over there is mainly habitat loss and deforestation.
Many animals face devastation, and the first step to helping is to be aware of it.
As the world goes on with deforestation, all of that, all of the animals are really at risk. If we're not aware of these type of things that are happening, then we can't change our habits and hopefully teach other people about what we're doing.
There are many different ways that the North Texas community can help with wildlife conservation.
There are several conservation institutions around that you can donate to, or you can move local, which is us.
Rosa shows that it is possible to get involved with conservation in a fun and engaging way.
My favorite part was the lemurs, for sure, because they jumped on me and I took a selfie with one. It was really funny.
Visiting the zoo is more than just having fun. It's a reminder of how important it is to protect these beloved animals.
Thanks, Annie Tomlin. I am a huge animal guy, so that just brings some joy to my heart. And in New York City, they're known for having the best bagels, but that title moved to a different city this weekend at a national competition in New York. A Dallas shop joined a variety of bagels being judged, and about 24 businesses battled it out in this year's Bagel Fest competition on Sunday. The winner, Starship Bagel from Dallas, Texas. They also won in 2023. Starship Bagel has 3 locations in North Texas, 2 being in Dallas and 1 in Louisville. 13 different states were represented at the contest, including 1 bagel place that traveled all the way from Honolulu. The 3 other countries represented were Canada, Denmark, and Spain. This is the 6th year they've held Bagel Fest, and the organizer says it just keeps getting bigger. And then also, a local coffee shop is doing more than just serving lattes. It's bringing people together through a language many of us don't use every day. I had the chance to see how a monthly deaf coffee chat is strengthening connection and accessibility in our community. Inside this Denton coffee shop, conversations sound a little different. Instead of voices, hands and facial expressions tell the stories. It's called Deaf Coffee Chat, a community event held at Zara Coffee and Events.
It's really fun. It's really fun to bring friends, I think. I think it's more enjoyable with friends, especially if you know people and you're comfortable signing. But it's also a good way to experience signing and get practice.
The gatherings happen once a month, giving ASL students all around Denton the chance to practice in real conversations outside of the classroom.
Part of our assignment is to go to 2 deaf events over the course of the semester. So this is my 2nd time coming here. And that's kind of what got me into ASL in the first place. Before that, never took ASL or anything like that, so this is a very new experience, but I really love it.
Events like these help break down communication barriers and challenge misconceptions about deaf culture. Guests say it helps provide a space where hearing individuals learn that ASL is more than hand signs.
So deaf coffee specifically I've been to about 3 or 4, but now I'm president of ASL Honor Study at Gaia, so I can be here every week.
So whether someone is fluent in ASL or just learning their ABCs, customers say this event is about more than language. It's about community. And at a time when communication can feel divided, Deaf Coffee Chat proves connection doesn't require spoken words, just a willingness to listen with your eyes. The Deaf Coffee Chats are always scheduled on the 3rd Saturday of every month from 7 to 11 p.m. at Zara Coffee.
Edison, do you know any sign language?
I do. It's actually one of my favorite classes.
Nice. How do I sign go mean green?
Okay, I'm no expert, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's go mean green.
Green. Well, that might come in handy the next time you go to watch UNT win. Let's head back over to our sports anchor, Jordan Lindsay, live at the stadium with more. Jordan?
Well, Edison, I'm going to be using that a lot because they just keep on winning. But what happens next for the Mean Green football team? I'll have more after the break.
Hey Alex, this guy on the internet says he wants to give me money.
That sounds suspicious.
What do you mean?
Typically, strangers who promise you money on the internet have their own best interest in mind. They often use bounce checks, which will disappear shortly after depositing, but not before they've asked for some money in return.
So he doesn't really want to spoil me?
No.
Well, then what should I do?
The best way to handle it is to block and report the suspicious message, or even consult local law enforcement if you've already fallen victim.
So I guess we aren't going to Key West for spring break?
No.
After achieving a record of 9-1, the Mean Green now have a chance to host a conference championship here in Denton, Texas. With both South Florida and Memphis suffering losses, that means we need to win our last 2 games, first against Rice University and then Temple, who are both already out of contention for a title. If the Mean Green win both games, we have a chance for a rematch against Navy or face a new opponent in Tulane or East Carolina. The conference championship will be held on December 5th, 2025. Also, the Mavs just beat the Portland Trail Blazers last night, but their next game is against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are 6th in the Western Conference. The Mavs currently hold a 4-10 record, sitting at 13th in the West. The game tips off tonight at 7 p.m. And lastly, the Dallas Cowboys play the Las Vegas Raiders tonight. Dallas is coming off a bye week, and they are looking to improve their record to 500 after their loss to the Arizona Cardinals. Their possibilities could increase after acquiring players Quentin Williams and linebacker Logan Wilson. Tonight's game starts at 7:15 p.m. With NTTV Nightly News, I'm Jordan Lindsay.
Thanks, Jordan. Well, it's a seems like it's a big time for sports fans in DFW. Is your family the type of family that watches sports while y'all eat Thanksgiving dinner?
On Thanksgiving, yes. Any other day of the year, absolutely not.
Not me. I'll be too busy eating all the food. But thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.